people go out of their way to see you in ways, then you just don't know what really is going to unfold. We had a new adventure. We got an opportunity for generosity. It was super sweet. So this whole idea of being seen, it requires time, and it requires just like being present. And I love your story, Jamie, about like intentionally trying to connect with people. And I think that we have to do that sometimes. If you want other people to feel seen, if you want to develop conversation, it has to be intentional. You just can't wander through life.
Welcome to Lead Like a Girl, where we are empowering everyday women through our stories. I'm your host, Jessica Smith, and I began this journey by sharing my life story. Now, I've joined forces with my longtime friends, Jamie and Coralyn, to keep this party going. We met many years ago as young sales girls in our 20s, driven and quickly rising to the top of our industry. As the years went on, life happened, and we all found ourselves in new companies and completely different industries, still striving for success in it all. Career, family, faith, fun. Now, it wasn't easy, but we never stopped moving. Get ready for our real conversations, inspiring stories, and our big life lessons as we share it all. The good, the bad, and the funny. Welcome to Lead Like a Girl.
It's okay, I do.
Good. Hello. Hi, friends.
Good morning.
Welcome back to another episode of Lead Like a Girl. So I'm Coralyn. I'm here with my two amazing friends, Jessica and Jamie. And we are just three women trying to figure out life in real time. This is where we talk about all the good, the bad, and the funny. And we're here for all of the things. Because, I mean, if we can't laugh through life, what are we doing? Seriously.
Exactly.
Before we get into it, if you're new here, I'm so happy that you found us, and hit follow when you're listening, because we have new episodes every week. And if today's conversation hits you in the way that I think that it will, please share this with a friend. We're trying to grow our listenership, and that's the best way to do it is help us spread that. So that's honestly the whole reason why we're doing this. But good morning, ladies. We're here on a Saturday morning, different than our
Friday.
Monday.
Saturday?
It's a Friday.
I have my days mixed up. So it's 4th of July weekend, and I was off yesterday. I'm off today. It's like the infinite Saturday happening.
Oh, you were off yesterday?
I was
Now
off.
that makes sense. I did not know that.
I didn't get nearly enough text messages from you then.
Right.
I don't feel seen.
That's a great segue. We're going to talk about being seen today. But before we hop into that, I have to tell you guys, I have a little bit of confession. So I did a thing this week that was a new adventure for me. I hired a cleaning lady.
Ooh.
Wow.
I mean, so I'll tell you the lead up is that this was probably a year ago. My sweet mother was sitting at my dining room table, and I don't know, she was at her house for a few days, and I'm sitting there, and I probably was complaining about all the things I want to do and all the things I have to do, because I just can't sit in the house that has like cobwebs in it, and I just feel compelled to clean the situation. I just was like very frustrated because I didn't have enough time to do all the things. And granted, like, husband's helpful usually, son's helpful usually, right? But my mom was like, she looks at me and she's like, you need to hire a cleaning lady. And I got a little like softcore offended.
Yeah.
I'm like, Mom, shut your face.
Yeah. No, that's valid, because she basically said your house is dirty, but go ahead.
I mean,
that's what I was thinking. I'm like, what is she seeing that you're not seeing?
Yeah, so that went on the shelf. I'm like, I have daydreamed about the situation, but I'm not going to just do it, because I feel like it's like it seems a little bougie, right? Like, and like, it's just not it's not my style that I want to have. And so fast forward.
You've never had a cleaning lady?
No, never.
Oh, okay.
And so fast forward, I was talking with my boss, literally the owner of our company, and he was talking about, he winters in Arizona, and he was talking about this story about he had their cleaning lady come over, and she's just like this sweet little lady that lives in their neighborhood. She has a lot of accounts, but it's just very normal. Like, it's like she comes in and just cleans the toilets and washes the floors. And I just looked at him. I'm like, oh my gosh, that sounds so nice. And he looked at me and was like, you should think about that with your busy lifestyle. And so my boss told me I should get a cleaning lady. And then the last straw was I was out walking with a friend of mine who is she's an executive director at one of our local nonprofits, and we were walking and chatting, and she had just flippantly said, "Oh yeah, I got to get home and I got to clean the house for a cleaning lady." And I'm like, "What?" Like two things: one, you've got to clean the house for your cleaning lady, but two, like you have a cleaning lady. Like,
Yeah.
tell me more. She's like talking like.
Yeah, you got to totally clean the house before the
like
cleaning lady.
house porn or whatever, like right, like tell me more about this lady. Anyways, yeah. Have you guys ever done that before?
Well, my mom was a cleaning lady, as
Correct.
you guys probably know. She had a cleaning business for like 25 years and did residential houses and then commercial properties and things like that. And then they did like post-construction cleanup. So it varied in size, you know, from big jobs with multiple employees to when she was before she passed away, it was just her and my daughter that would go do a few places. But I just remember one time, because I helped her from time to time if she needed help. But I remember one time so two things. One, yes, people clean their house before their cleaning person comes, because you got to pick up all your crap so that they can vacuum and things like that. And then she'd say a couple other things. She's like, sometimes I'd go in and I can still see my vacuum marks from like the last time I was here. So like their house really isn't as bad as they think. Yeah. And then thirdly, there was one client that she had that she just did not like. She didn't have a job. She stayed home. And so my mom would be there cleaning and she'd just be like laying on the couch and stuff. And she's just like, what are you doing? Like, why am I here? You're not doing anything. Like, you're literally laying out on the patio. Like, why am I doing this? And I thought it was funny. And I remember telling Dana about it. And Dana had a cleaning lady. And she goes, well, I got rid of my cleaning lady because I felt like, well, I should just be doing it because of myself. And then she's like, but then I hired her back because I don't want to do it anymore. So yeah. It's just funny to me. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I think it's awesome. Like, please have someone come clean my house for me. Like, that would be amazing. Yeah. But then I also have that guilt of like knowing that my mom did it. And so it's like, oh, I can do this.
That's interesting.
I mean, it's kind of, it would be like paying homage to your mom, right? Like, I would just want to hire up the same trade, right? And
well, that's a good way to look at it. I don't want to.
Yeah. And if she didn't want the job, you know, she would like quote it super high so that she'd be like, if I don't get it, I don't really want it. But if I get it, I'm going to get paid $500 or whatever. You know what I mean? So
yeah. No, I like it. I don't want to sound judgy, Core, but you know,
but here it comes. Put your seatbelt on.
So let me just be clear. I've had a cleaning lady before, and I cleaned my house before the cleaning lady came. Like you said, my personal belief is that you have to have a very specific lifestyle and a income bracket to have a luxury of such. So that's why I don't have a cleaning lady today, because that is my belief. But when I did have it, it was super helpful. And that didn't mean, because I believe that kids should clean just for teaching them discipline of life. So I didn't want to take that away, and I didn't take that away, but I just had someone that came in and, like you said, like scrub the shower, stuff that I just didn't have. And same thing, like I got there because I was just obsessing over the fact that this house is not clean. I can't keep a clear mind. I'm so overwhelmed. And someone, same thing, brought it to my attention and was like, hey, you come on now. You make enough money to hire a cleaning lady. And so I did. And I think I would highly recommend it for someone that is in a certain income bracket and could afford a luxury of such. But I think it's a total luxury. And if you can afford it and you are busy and you're not just a lazy ass, then do it. Do whatever works for you.
Yeah. I mean, there was something you said about
the cleaning lady comes.
I mean, I literally came home and everything was done. And to your point, she was cleaning a clean house-ish, right? But I could see, and even Harrison came home and had said, so what'd she do? The house was kind of clean when we got here, because he doesn't pay attention to the little things.
Oh, I would.
The whole house, like those floors are all mopped. The windowsills are dusted.
Right.
You know, the sunroom where it's like there's cobwebs everywhere.
Yeah.
So everything just looked healthy, clean, and it's just the way our house should look anyways, I feel.
Yeah.
Right.
I was gonna say,
Good for you.
I should have said this when I was talking about my mom, but one thing that she mentioned, and I'm sorry, my voice is my allergies are horrible right now, so you have to bear with my voice today. But
just don't blow your nose directly into the mic, and we'll be fine.
I'm like wiping my nose like when we're talking. It's like so bad. But
do you have a spittoon by your feet?
Let me just do what's the farmer's blower?
This is derailing quickly. Quick, make your point.
Yes, it is. Okay. Quick point. My aunt one time said to my mom, "I don't know how you can go clean people's dirty houses." And my mom's like, "I don't clean dirty houses. I clean houses."
Yeah.
So that was the other thing I was just gonna say quick.
Yeah. So anyways,
like
that's
one
my
of my mom's
confession.
best quotes.
Yeah,
So.
I will let you know how it goes. I think even just my own reaction is I don't need her to come. I mean, for sure, not every week and probably not every other week, but maybe like a once a month thing just to keep the peace and just in between.
Absolutely.
I think that's probably the cadence that I would like just to keep everything moving.
And she should charge you a little more for that, just so you know. So don't expect it to be, because if she's coming once a month and the house is going to be longer. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So we'll see. I'll let you know if you care. TBD.
If you care.
If you care. The state of my house. It's fine. It's great. All right. So I have a first minute fast question. It'll make sense after the fact, after we dive into it. We've got a really fun topic. I read another book. It's called Theo of Golden. Have you guys heard of this book?
No. Not until you sent us that, but yeah.
Okay. So it is hot. Like this book is hot. This is another book that I had probably 2 or 3 people mention to me saying that I was looking for a good summer read, and this was the first thing out of their mouth is like, you should read this book. So I did. Great book. We'll talk about it in a minute, but our first minute fast question today, just to get you in the right mindset. Okay. So my question is that if somebody made a pencil portrait of you, kind of like a caricature of you, what's the one thing that they'd have to include in that picture to make the picture look like you?
Oh, I got it.
I would say for me, 2 things back in the day. So one, it'd be anytime I get my caricature done, they always like make my eyes like a giant Precious Moments doll, right? Like I'm like, wow, like just I can't get my eyes bigger on my face. That's one. And then the other thing, which is always kind of interesting, you can't see it now because I had it removed, but you guys remember I had a pretty decent sized mole on my cheek. Mm-hmm. And so we'd get these caricatures done just randomly, and every single one, they'd make this big black dot on my cheek. And I wasn't bold enough the last time I had it done that I would ask them to like, can you just leave that off, or like have my face the other way? But it was like one of those things. It was like big eyes and a mole. Like that was. It's like.
Oh, that's good. That's so good.
So there's mine. So.
That's so funny. Big eyes and a mole.
You're out, right? Like,
is that like a band name? Can we start making band names? Big eyes and a mole. Oh my goodness.
I know. I hope so. That's.
I'm crying a little right now.
So this is funny because it's timely. So I was just scrolling on Facebook when I was at the airport, and I don't even know. It said something like, it showed a picture that I guess I had as a profile picture, and saying, "Do you want me to, like animate this? Like it basically turn it into a cartoon." I put yes.
I saw it.
And
I saw it.
And no, that was
you and Will.
I know that was the updated version. So when it gives it to you, it says, "Let me know," because it's AI, what you like and what you don't like about the picture. And the running joke in my house is, if I ever say anything like, "Well, as a Black woman," my husband's like, "You're not Black." So this, and I didn't tell him about this because he would have really. So the first run of it freaking had me with big blue eyes, like, and I'm like, "Are you freaking kidding me?" So I'm sitting there in AI. I'm like,
it made you into a white girl.
Woman, I don't know where you're seeing Caucasian in this picture other than my blonde hair. I was like really aggressive with it. And then it redid the picture, and it was like, "I apologize. I respectfully respect you as a woman of color." It is so funny. Anyway, and then it popped out the picture that you see at that time. And two things, the red lips, and it did change my lips structure a little bit when I did it. So, the earring. So
You just mentioned that very casually. Well, it might have updated my lips.
So, and this
Oh my
was
gosh,
literally
I'm crying right now.
I know, this is
this was
funny.
yesterday. Yeah. So it's funny that you should ask this question because this literally happened yesterday. So the picture you see was just me updating it as in terms of, who I am a little bit. So those were the things, the red lips and the earrings
Yeah.
made me feel like it was me. And of course, taking away the blue eyes.
I was gonna say that all I can think of is the eyelashes, but when
Yeah.
we remember in the holidays when there was that AI thing on, like, I think Facebook, where you could redo your picture and you look like you were in a holiday setting or whatever. We did that just for fun, and my cousin commented about it. She's like, "Whose boobs are those?" Like, I know, whose are they? They're not mine, because it like enhanced things.
So does that mean your answer to the question is that it would be small boobs to know that it would do?
This is going to be no boobs and eyelashes.
No boobs and eyelashes.
All my boobs are in my eyelashes.
Oh my gosh, that was fantastic. I did not expect this conversation. I'm like crying, laughing twice.
I know,
It's
me
like,
too.
We're 10 minutes into this.
All right. Sorry, let's get on track. I'm sorry.
All right. Well, that was fun.
That was
okay.
fun.
So segueing into this, I mentioned that I read a book. So the book is called Theo of Golden. I have it here somewhere. Okay, here. This is the book, Theo of Golden. And it's written by Alan Levi or Levy. I'm not sure how to pronounce his last name. But I'm going to give you a quick synopsis of what the book is. I'm not going to spoil it. So if you're listening, you can still listen. I'm not going to tell you the ending. But basically, the premise of the book is this older man, his name is Theo, and he goes into the small town of Golden. It's somewhere, and it's not Colorado. It's like Florida or something. But he goes into the small town, and he's just, he's retired. So he's got lots of time on his hands. And so he goes into the small little local coffee shop and he just befriends the people that own the coffee shop. And when you go to sometimes a coffee shop partners with a local artist where they have all of their artwork on the wall. Well, this coffee shop had this local artist on the wall and his artistry was pencil portraits. So, and the people, as you start looking, it's all the people that this artist would sit in this coffee shop and see the people coming in and out of this coffee shop. And so Theo realizes pretty quickly that one, the portraits are just amazing, like very realistic, exactly like these people. And he started noticing some of these people from the portraits coming in and out, grabbing coffee. And he had this idea that these portraits were on the wall because they weren't selling and they were all for sale, but he just thought maybe the blessing that I could give these people is buy their portraits and bring them to the people. And the whole book is these little short stories about how this Theo, this old man from the middle of nowhere, starts developing all these really sweet relationships with the people of the town and learning about their backstory. Some of the people are connected in some pretty crazy ways, which but it just develops all these people. So there's a lot of different nuances in the story. But what I want to talk about today is that that theme that kept on coming up is that this old man from nowhere just really saw these people. So these random people that would come into this coffee shop, had a story, had a background, had something to say, something to share. And you would have just went through life not even knowing it, but he made the intention about connecting this portrait, giving this gift to this person that wasn't expecting anything, didn't know who he was, and this whole idea of being seen. And so that's what I want to talk about. We might get a little deep, might stay on the surface. We'll see how this conversation goes. But when I was thinking about how to just launch this, this whole idea of being seen, how many times we go through life where we just are doing the thing, rolling through. And even just, and we've talked about this before, but even just that conversation starter where it's like, how are you? And you don't even listen to how the person is, for one, or two, the person just knows you're probably not going to listen. Like, I'm fine. But that fine is always deeper. It always means something different. It always, there's something to unpack. And if we don't have time, desire, all the things, it just stays at the surface. So
Yeah.
being seen. What do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah. I sent you guys a message because I thought about you. I'm in Fredericksburg, Virginia, downtown at this little cute coffee shop, and the tables outside are little round tables, but they're all so close to one another. So when I walk out and I'm like, I'm going to sit outside, there's a woman sitting at one of the tables, and there's only one table open. And I look around like, if I sit there, I'm basically sitting at the table with her. And so,
Yeah.
and I don't mind, but I want to be conscious of, sometimes that could make someone else feel uncomfortable. So of course I sat down and we're just sitting there, and there was like, I don't know how many seconds it was. I'm sure it wasn't long, but it felt very long and awkward to me. And I'm like, just there. And so I just said like, hey, how are you this morning? How's your morning going? And which I do that even when I get on an elevator, because why do people, isn't it like awkward? You get on an elevator and nobody says anything.
Yeah.
Like, what planet are you from? So I always say,
I always find myself, I have to crack a joke. Like something funny.
oh,
you used to sell elevators.
Oh yeah. Or I tell my husband, let me tell you about all the features of this elevator we're riding in right now. And he's like, oh my gosh, can we take the stairs?
So anyway, I opened up a conversation with her, and we ended up chatting. And, I thought it was so cool because she shared with me that she went to college in this town, and this coffee shop, she used to come to every day, and just kind of share. And I was in a mood when I sat down. And after we started talking, and after finally her husband came and she left, I was just sitting there and I thought about like, you know what? Look how quickly my mood changed. Look how quickly, like, I went from just like, I was just angry, and it just changed. And I just thought to myself, and that is why this thing is so important, that you just have conversations and take the opportunity. And I was like, thank you, Lord. That was a gift.
So what from that conversation, we've had many of these, if in that conversation, what do you think changed that made the conversation meaningful versus surface?
What do you mean? What
So
changed my
like
mood?
you left something and she probably felt the same way, that was a really pleasant conversation. But if you just sat down and said, how are you? Oh, I'm fine. Nice day. Talked about the weather and moved on.
Got it.
Then it probably would have just left it as fine. Yeah. But you left the conversation feeling like it changed your feeling, or changed your day a little bit.
And I think it's because it was a little deeper. And I think it was a little deeper because naturally I'm a curious person. And sometimes I probably ask personal questions, and I don't know what maybe I said, are you from here? Something like that. Mm-hmm. And because she shared a personal experience, and, just her being in college and how her friends used to, go there, and they had this great drink in the coffee shop, all this stuff. And just for me, I feel like I have a piece of this woman's story. And that, again, for me is like a gift. And, when she's telling the story, I'm like I'm like one of her college friends at this point. So I think that's the difference. Is it's not, like you said, just the surface. It's at being curious and asking questions and having just fun conversations for me.
Yep.
I love that. Have you guys seen the reels that have someone who pulls up to a person just walking down the street and they say, that's my favorite color. You look great in that color. Or like, you have a great haircut, or just are yelling out of their car, like compliments at strangers. Do you know what I'm talking about? Have
somebody with compliments?
Yeah, it's super sweet, but it's like, it's essentially someone's driving down the road. They have got their window down, and there's just someone walking down the street. And there was one that was really funny. It was like something like, do I need to call 911? And the lady looks at her like, what? And she's like, because it's just illegal to look that good or something. like literally like saying these things to random strangers. I don't know if you've seen it, but it's really sweet. We went to a festival. So I've been trying to do that, which I not to like brag on myself, but I feel like I'm pretty good at like complimenting people, because I just feel every time, like when we were in New Orleans, I bought this fabulous dress and I got like 5 people were like, that looks great on you. You know, whatever. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I feel like $1 million. Like, it doesn't even matter. You could say like, I like your hair color. And I'll be like, oh my God, yay.
Yeah.
So just compliments are just so sweet. And whenever you see something, and one thing I do try to say is like, I like your nails, you know, a lot of times, like, just because I know that's you got to do that every couple months or every couple weeks. And it's just a thing. But anyway, we went to a festival on last weekend. And so I was really trying to make a point of anytime I saw somebody with like a cute shirt or like of course it's women. I'm not going to like really compliment a dude, but
that's a nice belt buckle you got there, sir.
Right. Your boots are fine. Like, but I had a cute dress on, and like a couple people had said they liked it. And so anyway, I just kind of was like consciously making a point of like, anytime I saw something, whether it be, again, somebody's nails, their dress, whatever, I made a point to like point it at or say something.
Yeah.
And just the look on people's faces when you say like, oh my gosh, I love your bag, you know, whatever it is, makes you just like, I love that. I love that kind of being seen portion of it, of like, I'm going to tell you, I'm not only going to see it, but I'm going to tell you this looks sweet. Well, anyway, end of my story. We were outside of it was a festival in like the downtown area of our community, or another community, and there's this donut shop that's kind of popular, and there's a girl standing outside it eating this donut, and I said, oh my gosh, that looks so good. And she literally hands it to me, and I took a bite out of her donut and then like walked along.
Oh, we're doing this. Okay, got it.
Like, I'm gonna eat it. I'm taking a bite, I guess.
Like, you didn't even rip it off and eat it like this full soup. Like,
I literally went right in with my mouth. I like ate a bite of her donut.
If you would have been a fly on the wall, she would have eaten around the whole thing, and all she would have left is your bite mark.
She did not care. There were no cares involved. She was just like, here, have a bite. Okay.
Jamie, I wasn't sure where the story was going, but
it ended with a donut.
Yeah.
That's where it ended.
That's
but
so
I
funny.
just think that's a little bit of the being seen thing, and like showing others that you see them. It's just, you know, picking out like some little thing, and it might be physically, you know, like what your cute shirt or whatever it is, but also it's like, oh, that was really nice of you, or, you know, maybe complimenting them in another way too. But sorry, it's thunderstorming here, so if you can hear this, it's very loud.
I heard it. It's good. I was like, what is somebody rolling a chair across your ceiling?
That's what it sounds like.
You know, that's so sweet. I have had that happen to me a little bit, where people have shown up in our life because they saw us. And real recently, we were in Washington, D.C. for just a little family trip. And you know, these big cities that have light rail and subway systems, it's a little, you got to kind of figure it out. And this was the first time we were actually in a city where Grayson was there, and we were trying to figure out the subway system. And in DC, and I'm sure that this is like that for everything, but instead of having like a subway card, you can just use your debit card like you would. And I didn't know that. So we're trying to figure out how to buy this thing. I don't want to have the subway police arrest us day one, like just trying to make sure we pay our fair share. Well, the subway attendant that's sitting there, just jolly dude, like he looks abnormally happy for the job that he's doing, right?
Maybe it's a really great job. The subway police.
He comes over, and you can tell we were all like, I don't know what's happening. And he looks like, do you guys need some help? Yes, sir. Yes, we do. And he said, well, let me tell you, just gave us the gist, like, you don't need to have this. He'll gave us the whole thing. And he's like, you don't sound like you're from here. Where are you guys from? And so we asked us where we're from. Clearly we got our Minnesota accent going strong. Well, we're just told him we're just here sightseeing when we're trying. He's like, well, it didn't sound like you have the Arlington Cemetery on your list. And he said, I go to that cemetery probably once a week, once every couple of weeks. It is so peaceful, and just proceeded to tell us all the great things about it. And he's like, if you take this line, get off on this stop, it's right there. You can go. They've got, just basically tour guided us the whole thing. And so it took time, and we probably talked to this dude for probably 10, 15 minutes. We have a photo of him in our we have a selfie with him. And then the next day, this is the sweetest thing, we ended up going to the cemetery. It was our first stop on our travel. But then the next day, Grayson had brought a bunch of like a fruit cup that he took from the buffet at our hotel, and he was going to eat it. And we come down there, and this guy is working on the next day, and Grayson's like, we got to give him something. And I'm like, I have a used water bottle. That's about all I have. Well, Grayson,
here's my wallet.
Grayson gives him his fruit cup that he made, and he had layered it like it just came out of a store, like pineapple on the bottom, cantaloupe in the middle, like raspberries on the top. But he had just layered it, and I'm hoping to have this like snack somewhere midday. And he gave this cup to the dude, and the guy, and like it was just this whole reciprocity or whatever. Like it was like the guy poured into us, and then Grayson felt compelled to pour into him in some way that he could. I don't know. It was really sweet.
That's so sweet.
Like super sweet. Yeah. So it is. It's just like when people go out of their way to see you in ways, then you just don't know what really is going to unfold. We had a new adventure. We got an opportunity for generosity. It was super sweet. So the other thing I was thinking about with this is that the idea of giving somebody your full attention. So this whole idea of being seen, it requires time, and it requires just like being present. And I love your story, Jamie, about intentionally trying to connect with people, where I think that we have to do that sometimes. If you want other people to feel seen, if you want to develop conversation, it has to be intentional. It's not like you just can't wander through life, but also not really expecting anything in return, not necessarily having an agenda. It's just being nice, having other people feel seen, just because it's kind of the human thing to do, right?
Yeah. I was thinking about with my job, so as a district sales manager, we all have different territories that are different states. So we're all kind of, the quote that they say a lot is like, you feel like you're out on an island, because you're not in I don't get to see these are my colleagues. However, I don't ever see them, maybe twice a year. And so when you talk about being intentional, there are a handful of my colleagues that I literally call every week. Like it could be a Friday afternoon, quick phone call, like, hey, what's going on? How's your week going? What's happening? Tell me what happened. And then they'll do the same to me. But we're like you said, it's intentional. This isn't something that's preached about. This is just something that's like, hey, we're doing this because I'm on my own, and you're doing the same thing I'm doing. Let's talk about what happened this week. Let's discuss it. We have, of course, we have a sales meeting, and we have things like that going on. But this is more personal. It's more like if I've had a colleague that recently interviewed for a different position, and I'm like, call me as soon as you're done, and he called me, and I'm like, what happened? How'd it go? What did you say? So I think that's really the big key in this thing of being very intentional about being, like you said, Jessica, being curious. Like I'm genuinely curious about your life and what's going on and what you're doing. And I'm making a point of, writing down on a piece of paper, this guy has an interview on Tuesday, call him right afterwards, like just to make sure that you're seeing them, right? It feels so good to be seen, but like you're seeing them too. Mm-hmm.
Jessica, you have to have that happen to you where people, you are a beacon for people wanting advice, mentorship, where I feel every time we talk, you are pouring out yourself over someone who has no real ability to repay you. Like there's no agenda.
That is so you.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like just so constantly pouring out.
One day I will be paid for my services, by the way.
Special seat in heaven.
A special seat in heaven. I think she means monetarily during her life.
You mean like in this lifetime?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she's talking about this life.
Thank you, Jamie. No, well,
Let me advocate for you.
right. And here's the thing. I try to make sure that I give people grace because, like you said, I do think it's part of being a human. And I do think that God made all of us for the purpose of other people. But somehow that seems to be the exception. However, I also think that that's kind of my purpose and my gift. So everyone has different gifts and different purposes, but one that we all have in common is that God put us here for other people. And so I think that over time, we've kind of all gotten away from that. So I think this is a good reminder. There are so many different ways that we can do that. And we've talked about this before. My brother's, line of thank you for coming to work today, which, by the way, that episode, can I tell you how many people that I've had? And I haven't had a chance to tell my brother because he's detained at the moment, but
That's not funny.
That's not funny.
Episode, like his thing has there's so many people, at least 10 people that actually practice that
Yes.
now in their everyday lives, whether that's at a
I have
restaurant
adopted that too, not all the time, but I do.
And I just
that was a steal.
That's so
That
cool.
was really good. Yeah.
And so here it is, I just think of my crazy brother and his crazy lines and sayings and stuff. But it's one that really makes a difference. When you were talking, Jamie, I thought about this when we were in Virginia. I don't do this intentionally. It really just comes natural. Like I walk into the restaurant, they introduce us to our waiter, and I'm just like, oh my God, has anyone told you look like Bruno Mars?
Yeah.
I was like, totally Bruno Mars. And he was like, I've never heard that, but I will take it.
Like, but
I wasn't trying to flatter him. It just, I looked at him, I'm like, and maybe
you're like, I am dripping in finesse. I am.
And here's the risk, like you said, Coralyn, someone might think that Bruno Mars is funny looking and don't take that as a compliment.
Right.
But I just
wait, Tom Green. That was Tom Green.
I saw it and I said it, and but in this case, it made him feel good, and he was like, and even when he was walking and I needed the check, I was like, "Hey, Bruno," and we were cool. So
that's fantastic.
I love that.
Okay, so I'm going to take this in one other direction before we finish up here. But okay, so seeing somebody is a skill. So we've got that. So there's ways that you can ask follow-up questions, you give compliments. I have a list here. I mean, remember the small details of the story, not just like their headline. Sit in silence with someone instead of filling it with advice. So just being quiet and present and just let somebody dump on you. But I also think there's a flip side to this, that being seen and helping people see you is also a skill. So making yourself available so you can, one, practice what it looks like to be seen, but also serve yourself a little bit, because I think we all need to be seen in our own ways. And so I have another list on ways that we can help other people see us better. Do you guys want to
So I was hoping you were going to go here, but I was going, and I'm going to just touch on this real quick because I see this all the time. And if you guys ever see it in me, please make me aware, because it makes me sad. Like I see, and this is women, and it's probably because they don't know how to do it properly. And it makes them come off thirsty. That's the only word I can think of. Like, come on. Okay, we see you. We get it. Like, stop. It's too much. It's too much. So there's this happy, right? There's this happy place. And I'm just concerned that insecurities can come off when we want to be seen too much. And here's the key. I think it has to start in your heart. Like, I want to be seen genuinely because I want to be a testimony for someone. I want the end result for someone to see me and be encouraged, to feel like something comes out of it for someone else. And that's what I think we need to start with. We can go into a whole nother episode on identity, but I think that's where it starts. It needs to start in your heart. want to be seen for the right reasons. And when you don't, it shows.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, that's so great. I think that, and it is important to differentiate between that where it's ego driven, I need personal validation for whatever reason, and being vulnerable.
Yep.
I was going down the path, but I'm glad you brought that up. But my thought is that, you know, my husband used to do youth ministry for decades, right? And when you do youth ministry, there are kids that show up that are 10 shades of awkward, just like we all were, right? And sometimes if everything looks so put together and so, I don't know, quote unquote normal, then those kids that are standing on the fringes have a hard time popping in because they always feel awkward. And Harrison just always had this saying that he told, like, we're embracing the awkward here. There's nothing like, there's no weird kids. There's no different, like, we're all weird and different in our different ways. And if you can just embrace the silly and we do dumb things and we put ourselves out there and be vulnerable, then those people that are sitting on the fringes, you know, subconsciously just break the walls down and let people enter in as they are, so then they can show up as themselves and then be seen, right? So I think that's so some ways that I think that we can let ourselves be seen is, one is just let somebody watch you not have it all together. Just be real honest. Like, I literally hired a cleaning lady because of my house. I cannot deal with the cobwebs. Like, it's
because your mom said so.
Because my mom told me to.
I think I agree with that. I think, you know, at a certain stage in life, you know, like right now, I've got a really, really great friend, and honestly, most of our communication, it's you. It can relate though. Pretty much our relationship is sending each other just memes, you know, on like Facebook Messenger, Instagram Messenger, or whatever.
Meeting friends like, on Facebook again, huh, Jamie?
What? What? I didn't hear you. What did you say?
I said,
you're building relationships on Facebook again.
Yeah. Hey, I've been really successful. I've got a really good friend in California who I've never met. We're great. Rosa Lopez, love her. Anyway, we send each other these like funny things, you know, every single day. It's like whenever we have a chance or see something funny, whatever. But a lot of them are a little bit self-deprecating. And I think that leads into a little bit what you're talking about, Coralyn, where it's just like, oh my gosh, I wish, you know, like it's funny stuff, but it's like real life stuff that we're kind of going through where we're both like, you know what, we're in perimenopause. Like, this is just happening. I'm sweating right now. Like, where you're being, but you're kind of being vulnerable at the same time, where it's just like, I'm sharing this funny thing with you because it's like kind of true for both of us. So anyway, that's just kind of what I was thinking about, is like a little bit of self-deprecating humor goes a long way.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What I was thinking about is how this shows up in our workplace, just to kind of bring it back professionally, is that sometimes letting people in on your decisions, not just say the decision that you made, but letting people in on the why behind the decision that you make is vulnerable in being seen, that especially with your direct reports, when the stakes aren't high, maybe it does, or maybe it does matter, maybe they are high, but it's letting them know, because I feel like I've had bosses before and people that I report to, or people that are in groups that are just make a decision and this is just the way that it is, end of story, let's move on, where a little bit of us are hanging in the wings like, what? Like, why are we doing this? And there's no reasoning, there's no explanation for anything, and it kind of slows the process down, but also it makes us more human also as leaders, to let our people that will report to us in on the whys behind it. And it's a teaching moment too.
Yeah. Or maybe even, listen, some of the best decisions that I've made when I am part of the decision process has been from my team. So I ask questions, and then, you know, it also gives me an opportunity to give them some exposure. So I will come back, and I am never going to take credit for an idea, but I am going to take credit for asking the question, right? And so when I come back and say, hey, I talked to my team about this and they gave me some great feedback and here it is.
Yeah.
And then I start building on their idea, like that's golden. So even more so, if I am part of the decision process, they're going to know beforehand because I want to know what they think. They're who better to ask than people that are actually on the front line.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. All right, ladies, it's time to wrap up. Anything we did not talk about in terms of being seen?
No, but I love it. And I hope that everyone leaves with just being conscious, like Jamie said, is people, not just want to be seen. And I won't get into the psychology about it, but the way our brains, the way God actually wired us, we need to be seen. So be conscious of that, be a part of it. Don't try too hard and go out of your way and make it weird. But it's just little things, like you said. If you actually see something that you genuinely like, or someone just say something.
Yeah, I was just gonna say my takeaway. One of my takeaways would be and we've talked about this before, but like advocating for others, right? So when you're talking about the workplace, and like you said, Jessica, you're talking about your team coming up with good ideas. Well, when your colleagues and your teammates come up with great ideas, recognizing it, I think that that's huge. You might think you have the best idea in the world, but if no one says anything, you're like, well, was it? So when you you know what I mean? So when you're in that professional setting and somebody comes up with something, or somebody has an idea, or volunteers or whatever it is, just advocating for your colleagues and saying, hey, this person came up with this person needs to be speaking on this, or hey, can you, like I run a sales meeting, so it's like, hey, can you speak on this? I know you're really good at this. Can you speak on this? I think that's a little bit of it too, just advocating for your people in your life.
Yeah, Jamie, I love that. I'm going to add something to that because I tend to be the person that says something in a meeting and then someone sends me a text message saying, "Oh, I'm so glad that you said that." And it's usually something that could be, a difficult thing to say, and honestly, I want to punch them in the face. Lord,
like, say it out loud.
Exactly. Don't.
Yeah.
Like, if you are not the person that wants to grab the mic, right? If you don't want to be the lead singer, at least be a backup singer. How about that? And just saying that, yeah, I was thinking that too. That's a great idea. I'll do the heavy lifting, right? I'll be the uncomfortable person but at least back me up and say something in that. So I'm glad you brought that up because that happens to me a lot. And it just really, like, sometimes I don't even respond to those messages when you're like, "Oh, I'm so glad you said something. So you said what everyone was thinking." It's like, really? It's not helpful.
Say it out loud.
Well, my takeaway is an assignment for our listeners. So you're listening to this, you made it to the end of the episode. I want you this week, as you listen to this, pick a person to see them. So, move away from their whatever job they did or task that they thought, but really take Jamie's advice, give somebody a compliment, notice not just like what they're doing, but who they are, and give somebody a compliment and acknowledge that you see them in real life and see what happens. And then let us know about that, because I want to hear how this ripples out beyond this episode. So thanks for being with us today. Being appreciated feels amazing, but being seen is the thing that actually changes us. So go be that person for someone. And if this episode hits, then do that for us. Like, help us be seen. Do us that favor. Follow the show. Leave us a review on Spotify or wherever you might listen to podcasts. Go on our YouTube page. It's leadlikeagirllab.com. Give us a review on this episode or any other episode. That really helps us spread our listenership, and it just helps us grow. So thanks for tuning in this week. And like we mentioned, we'll be here next week sharing all the good, the bad, and the funny. We'll see you then.